On the same day that Joe Biden issued presidential pardons for members of the January 6th Congressional Committee, Donald Trump is promising to pardon many of those who took part in the riot tonight. We get details now from CBS's Scott MacFarlane.
The office of President of the United States.
Moments after taking the oath, President Trump made another promise of clemency for his supporters who attacked the U.S. Capitol and police.
You're going to see a lot of action on the J6 hostages.
In some of his final acts in office, former President Biden issued preemptive pardons to shield the members of Congress who investigated the January 6th attack, their staffers, and the police who testified publicly about their injuries. The chair and co-chair of the House January 6th committee said the panel has been pardoned not for breaking the law, but for upholding it. Biden also approved pardons for Dr. Anthony Fauci and former Joint Chiefs Chairman Mark Milley, who'd been critical of Trump and whose portrait was suddenly removed from the walls of the Pentagon after Trump was sworn in. The preemptive pardons drew criticism from Trump's Republican allies.
It puts a burden on that person now to accept or reject that particular pardon, and I think that's putting people in the wrong position. I was disappointed to see that happen.
But as Trump today resumed blasting January 6th committee members and Democrats as lawbreakers,
The unselect committee of political thugs.
Democrats defended Biden's choice.
Candidate Trump was very explicit that people who he regarded as political adversaries, he was going to use, quote, his Justice Department to prosecute. That's totally across the line.
Minutes before relinquishing office, former President Biden also pardoned family members, including his sister Valerie and brothers Francis and James. House Republicans had investigated James, accusing him of making false statements during a probe of the president's son, Hunter. But former President Biden called the probes of his family baseless and politically motivated.
A crowd has gathered outside the Washington, D.C. jail in anticipation some January 6 defendants might get released tonight. There are only a handful of them there, and most defendants haven't served prison time. But, Norah, there are dozens locked up from West Virginia to Louisiana to Texas to Michigan.
A lot ahead. Scott MacFarlane, thank you so much.